Hello, and welcome back to the Single Society. This is the podcast where we will be reframing the conversation about being single, looking at all the positive aspects of singles life, exploring it more, but also lots of advice, top tips for things you can do when you're single, solo travel, going on solo dates. And if you are interested in meeting more single people, or even potentially at some stage meeting the right partner for you, then we will be talking more about singles night as well. But I imagine you all know who couldn't. Today is Galentines Day, celebrated on the 13th of February every year. And that is very much going to be the focus for today's episode. If you would like to explore more, if you'd like to hear other bits and pieces, there's a lot more to come. So please do hit subscribe and you will know when new episodes are released. It really helps me out as well because it means I can help build this community of amazing single people. So if you're not already subscribed, please do that now and you can follow along with this journey. Galentine's Day is a relatively speaking new tradition. Predominantly it's come out of America, but it is now celebrated all around the world and it is about celebrating female friendships. Now, I think this is one of the many positives to being single is that it gives you space to explore and develop and nurture your friendships so much more. There's a bit of a danger when you are in a relationship that your partner and that life that you share together can become very much your focus. Now, there is not necessarily anything wrong with that. There are lots of different ways to have healthy and happy lifestyles, but having a romantic partner, having children is not the only way to find fulfillment and happiness. More and more people are choosing to be single and exploring their friendships as well. So, this is going to have a little bit of a focus towards Galentines. If you are a bloke listening, please don't worry. This will all still apply for you as well. And I would say that actually it's, if anything, even more important for men to go out and tell their friends how much they appreciate them, how much they value them, because we don't really create space for that in the same ways, and it is something that's important. So if you're listening to this as a bloke and you're thinking, why don't we have a Galentine's Day? Like, why don't I have nights in or out with my friends and we talk about everything and we tell them how important we are to each other? Do it. Absolutely do it. But for all my female followers listening along to this, thank you for joining. Galentine's is really special. I do think it's a really beautiful, yes, perhaps a little bit cheesy, but a really special opportunity to celebrate what female friendships mean. And I think that there's a real loyalty and trust that comes with those friendships. They're bonds that last for a lifetime. And I think we talk a lot about self-love, which is incredibly important. Of course it is. I talked a little bit about that in the very first ever episode. But the reality is we all need connection. Human beings are fundamentally social beings. Now that will look different for everybody. I'm personally a very big believer in it being much better to have a small group of close friends that you share values with, that you're truly connected with, than lots and lots of acquaintances. Again, that is going to look different for everybody. But when I talk about celebrating friendships, that might just be one special person to you. It might be, a couple of besties that you've known for ages. And it can be new friends as well. It can be people that have come into your life unexpectedly through work, through your hobbies, whatever it might be. But what I'm going to encourage you to do now is think about who those people are for you. Who are those friends that have really got you through whatever it might be? It could be tough times, but hopefully been there to celebrate with you in those positive times as well. Bring them to mind, and then when you've listened to this, message them, tell them what they mean to you. It is so important. We can take it for granted sometimes that the people in our lives that we love, that we trust, that we have a lot of time for, know that they know how we feel. But if we don't tell them, how do they know? We've got Valentine's Day on the horizon tomorrow, and there's such a pantomime around that. There's so many traditions that are part of it. Going out for dinner, buying flowers, buying chocolates, writing a card. And some of those things, if you're single, can feel quite forced or quite frustrating. Now, I'm hoping that a lot of you listening will feel very positive about being single, but I also completely understand if you don't, because we do put a lot of societal pressure to be in a relationship. And Valentine's can feel like, oh gosh, this is just another reminder of being single. You've just got through Christmas, your family asking you annoying questions, you've got through New Year's, that midnight big kiss moment. January, everything's gone quiet, and then bam, February, we've got Valentine's. And if that conversation is annoying you, then I totally understand if you want to opt out completely. But what I would encourage you to do instead is think, okay, this is about celebrating love. That is important for everybody. We all need people, we all need love in our lives. So, who are they for me? Who are those people that I love? Hopefully, yourself is top of that list, but who do I really want to say thank you to? And how do I want to do that? Now, you might then want to borrow from Valentine's. At the end of the day, traditions develop for a reason. You know, roses and chocolates, yes, it's cliche, but they're nice things. There's nothing wrong with roses and chocolates. It's quite nice to receive them, if we're being honest. So if you want to lean into some of those traditions but repurpose them for friendships, fabulous. But also, you might want to completely create something new. Just because something has been around for a long time does not mean that we have to follow through on how it's always been done. More and more, we are opening up spaces in society where we can redefine what relationships look like and how we want to celebrate things. It's having that choice that's really empowering. So, do you want to go out for dinner, for Galentines, with your group of girlfriends? Is that something that feels appealing to you? Do you want to do like an old-fashioned sleepover party? When I was a teenager, we had sleepovers all the time. That was probably our like predominant mode of socializing with each other. We'd have, you know, loads of sweets, loads of crisps. It was not a healthy affair. We'd put on chick flicks, we'd celebrate. And for me personally, there's something really nostalgic about that I really relish. For you, it could be completely different, and that is absolutely fine. But take some time to think, how do I want to celebrate? I appreciate it is now Galentine's today, so planning something bigger might be for next year. But if nothing else, please now message those people that mean the most to you. Tell your friends, spread the love today. And follow along for more. Tomorrow I am going to look at Valentine's Day, but how we can do it in an unconventional way. So please do make sure you check back tomorrow because there is going to be another episode for you to listen to. I'll see you then.